In Argentina, volunteers are finally able to hold an aid distribution for flood victims in Arroyo Seco. And in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers are teaching residents to convert unwanted bags into reusable baskets and promoting recycling. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DeAith. Thank you for joining us. In Arroyo Seco, Argentina, heavy rain caused serious flooding and many farmers had their livelihoods disrupted. Tzu Chi was eager to help, but complications and reservations of the local government kept the distribution from going forward. After several trips and meetings with local officials, an aid distribution was finally completed for the community of Arroyo Seco. Here's more. These volunteers are apologizing because they have arrived late. Everyone is quick to forgive the volunteers because they are still grateful that Tzu Chi has kept its promise to them.
Thank goodness you have returned. I was so happy yesterday.
In mid-January, heavy rains turned to floods in the region, with Arroyo Seco of Santa Fe province left in a critical condition. Many farmers had their livelihoods disrupted. Tzu Chi pledged its support when it heard about the situation, but local volunteers were unfamiliar with the region, and the local government had some reservations. But Tzu Chi volunteers never gave up, and after many talks with local officials, the government was able to hold the distribution on the 5th trip to the area.
This is the first time in my life that someone from outside the community has come to help us after a flood. That was Tzu Chi. You gave me such a great hug.
The local government also dispatched representatives to help with every aspect of the distribution. Tzu Chi volunteers also prepared wheelchairs for disabled residents to use.
Agradecer. No nos quedan otras palabras y admirarlos.
We would like to express our sincerest thanks and respect to the Tzu Chi Foundation. The tranquility of your hearts has helped us all to warm and be cared for.
In total, the aid distribution here helped 219 households. Every household also received 1,000 Argentinian pesos and a Tzu Chi blanket. In January 2011, Brisbane, Australia faced the largest flooding in 50 years, affecting more than 11,000 households. Australian Tzu Chi volunteer Julia Wu participated in the relief distribution and met police officer Jose Alonso. Recently, they visited Taiwan together, where they met local police officers to promote vegetarianism.
Unfortunately, my house got flooded again.
Australian police officer Jose Alonso is visiting local police and promoting the benefits of being a vegetarian. He was happy to make such a long trip because he fully supports Tzu Chi's philosophy.
And Tzu Chi just appeared, as our mayor calls them, the Blue Angels incidents. Will become very cynical, very negative, and I'm trying to overcome those emotions and by participating in Tzu Chi activities.
This police officer became involved with Tzu Chi during the Brisbane flood in 2011. As a police officer, Jose Alonso was on the front lines to rescue victims, but his family was also affected by the flooding. Julia Wu said that at the time, this officer looked helpless.
The master said that the rescuers are at the front line and they must be helped. His wife is also a police officer, and they both held each other and cried. When I went to their house for the distribution, he expressed how grateful he was and the great help given by Tzu Chi.
With tremendous gratitude, this Australian police officer wants to learn more about Tzu Chi in order to help other people, as he pledged to share his compassion and one day come back to Taiwan.
Tzu Chi volunteers all over the world are furthering the mission of promoting vegetarianism. In Ipswich, Australia, volunteers taught vegetarian cooking classes and shared some fun memories with students at Ipswich High School. But first, we'll visit Seattle, where volunteers and team of doctors joined the largest vegetarian exhibition in the USA. Here's more. This is the second year that Tzu Chi has joined the Washington Vegetarian Exhibition in Seattle, which is the largest vegetarian exhibition in the USA. Team of doctors are also offering free checkups. Many different food manufacturers have taken the opportunity to offer delicious vegetarian dishes, snacks, and drinks, all for the public to taste for free. Here at Ipswich High School in Australia, Tzu Chi volunteers have come to teach a special cooking class in the school's kitchen. Combining Taiwanese-style rice noodles with Western-style almond cake may seem like an odd combination, but they actually taste quite good together. As the students learned to fry the noodles, many also shared their experience with eating vegetarian.
I got into it straight away and didn't take it at a time. I went the whole week eating vegetables, no meat at all. I kind of went crazy, so I recommend doing like maybe 1 day a week and then 2 days.
The students all share in some song and dance, and a story of filial piety is shared with the students using an English comic book. Although becoming a vegetarian may seem difficult, it gets easier over time. The students today have learned important lessons about compassion. Many even donate some money to help Syrian refugees, helping spread love all over the world.
With the pilgrimage of Tzu Chi Temple in Tainan's Xuejia underway, many worried that the fair would leave a lot of trash everywhere afterwards. To solve this problem, Tzu Chi volunteers went to the site to collect trash and sort recyclables. Let's take a look.
The lively battle array from Tzu Chi Temple is making its pilgrimage. From the bird's eye view, we can see that the troops extend to 13 villages, going through streets and alleys. But when we take a closer look, we found one of the troops is collecting trash. Tzu Chi volunteers happily take the recyclables to sort them out. As there are many drink bottles and lunch boxes left after this temple event, Tzu Chi volunteers have established 4 recycling points and are also carrying recycling slogans as they walk into the crowd.
Besides teaching the participants how to sort recyclables, we also form a good affinity with them through this activity.
The temple hosting this pilgrimage also support the idea of environmental protection.
We hope all of the kind-hearted participants can join Tzu Chi's activities to save our Earth.
This temple fair not only aims to reduce the trash created by the community, but it is also helping safeguard our planet through the acts of recycling.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia are turning unwanted packing bags into reusable baskets and giving them away to overseas Tzu Chi board members. Volunteers in Kedah recently held a class to teach people how to make the bags.
Tzu Chi volunteers turn packing bags into useful and beautiful baskets.
When you are making one, you must link 4 areas together. It's like Tzu Chi volunteers who must work with one mind, be harmonious, love each other, and help each other.
They are making 140 recyclable baskets at this time. They will be using the packing bags for Jinshi products, and this is meaningful, because they will send them to Hualien and give them to attendees of an overseas honorary board member meeting. Some people even spent 1.5 hours on a bus to come here.
Sincerity and love are very motivating. The bags will be given to people in charge of overseas offices.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Kedah hold a class to teach people how to make the baskets and do good deeds.
After we sell them, the money we make will fund the dialysis center.
We are turning garbage into things useful to people.
With a bit of creation and good thoughts, these people can turn garbage into beautiful baskets people treasure.
Earlier this year, the legislature passed the 3rd reading of the Long-Term Care Act, which will be partially funded by an additional tax on tobacco. Some wonder if this could be a potential conflict for the government, as it seeks revenue from smokers, while the Ministry of Health and Welfare has a duty to curb smoking amongst citizens. Health Promotion Administration Director Wang Yingwei said he agreed that smokers should pay more taxes and help the country's health care funding.
He also added that he hopes to see fewer people smoking in the future. For the people who love you and for the people you love, quit smoking as soon as you can.
According to the World Health Organization's latest report concerning smoking, 6 million people each year die from smoking. In Taiwan, this means that one person every 25 minutes dies from smoking.
We are known for doing the good in smoking prevention, but over the past 8 years, the government hasn't done anything to increase taxes on tobacco, and when they do it, it's only 20 new Taiwan dollars.
A surcharge of 20 new Taiwan dollars this year means there will only be a chance of adjusting the tax in 2 years. It's a very sensitive topic, as I think we should just try to get the 20 new Taiwan dollar tax increase and then discuss it later.
Adding a tobacco surcharge of 20 NT dollars has triggered protests from the ruling and opposition parties. The Health Promotion Administration says international research has shown that increasing tobacco prices and overall tax reduces the number of smokers. However, anti-smoking groups say that an increase of just 20 NT dollars will only have limited effect.
The WHO said that when a country's cigarettes tax accounts for 67 to 80% of the price, it is an effective control for smoking. That is, we should suddenly raise the price of a pack to 60 new Taiwan dollars, which is still a little low.
Taiwan's price of cigarettes when compared to the rest of the world is still a little higher than China, but we are still some of the cheapest in the world. With the price of cigarettes being so low, adding a little tobacco tax may not have much of an impact.
Raising prices by 20 NT dollars means that the Ministry of Health and Welfare's decision to reduce the rate of smoking, but actually the fund will be used for long-term care, posing a sort of moral contradiction.
If the Health Promotion Administration would come forward and say how many good things could be accomplished, but they don't really seem to really understand the purpose of smoking prevention and control.
二手烟会增加家人及儿童罹患气喘、中耳炎、呼吸道感染的风险。
The Health Promotion Administration is responsible for launching non-smoking ads, but also responsible for care of the elderly and coordinating funding. At times, this is a contradictory role, which some may ridicule, as smoking taxes fund the Long-Term Care Act.
Smoking does have its effect on the elderly. We asked Professor Li Yu-chun to do an assessment comparing the long-term needs of those who smoked versus those who didn't. The results were smokers required 1.2 to 1.3 times the amount of care. This means that if more people give up smoking, fewer people will require care. I believe there is a direct correlation. I'm asking everyone to please take us seriously, as we really want people to quit smoking.
The Health Promotion Administration has put forward the concept of user pays. For example, of Taiwan's total population of 23 million people, some 3.27 million people are smokers, as the majority of the public are the ones who pay for their health care. Therefore, it may be reasonable to increase taxes on smokers, but from past experience, one learns that such a decision will lead to more smuggling.
今年大概9月的时候啊，政府有规划要调整。
In September 2016, government rules and regulations raising the tobacco tax led to a dramatic increase in smuggling during that month. The Ministry of Finance and National Police Administrations were aware of this matter, and in late October, relevant authorities set up a screening program for this tobacco and alcohol.
This illegal industry saw an opportunity to prey upon the public with low-cost smuggled cigarettes. However, cigarettes only have a freshness date of 6 months. Because of the health risks associated with smoking, the Treasury has recommended that all relevant taxes on cigarettes rise to 38.2 NT dollars. If this goes along with the 20 NT dollars levied for the Long-Term Care Act, the total cost of a pack, including shipping, could reach 60 NT dollars. This could create an opportunity for cigarettes which come from unknown origins.
我们有参考了98年那个卫福部，它有调涨烟券。
We referred to a Ministry of Health and Welfare program in 2009 when such taxes were raised and a special stamp was affixed on cigarette packaging. We are planning for a similar program to be put in place.
如果未来你没有贴新的标志的话，就旧烟，那你就必须要卖旧价格。
With the rise in awareness about the dangers of smoking, Taiwan's century-old tobacco industry is passing into history. Unfortunately, the lack of local tobacco just means that it will be imported from abroad. And even if there's a tax hike which will be used to fund long-term care, many see the inherent contradiction in policy and wonder if it really will do any good at all.
Volunteers held a health exam for residents of庆丰community in Hualien, Taiwan. The town has over 10,000 people, and most of them are elderly. There is a care center in the community, but not many people use it. Volunteers also improved the toilets and the doors of the care center during their care visit.
Tzu Chi volunteers greet the elderly warmly after they have come to庆丰community to see how they are doing.
These elderly normally stay home, and no other groups have come to bring them out from their homes. So I'm very thankful to Tzu Chi for bringing the elderly from their homes. I hope the elderly can come out more often and do something.
These elderly people are also moving their hands and feet. The volunteers not only care about their health, but also try to improve their activity center.
Previously, their washrooms had stairs, so we leveled them, and their toilets were squat toilets. We have changed them to sitting toilets and installed handrails, so grandmas can use them with greater ease.
Volunteers also installed a canopy over their open kitchen, so the care center can be improved better. They also hope more elderly people will come out from their homes and make the latter part of their years more lively.
TIMA regularly holds free clinics at Taipei Main Station for foreign workers and immigrants. Recently, 161 medical professionals and volunteers gathered to serve 140 people. Foreign workers in Taiwan face many difficulties, and Tzu Chi volunteers use translators to learn as much as possible to help these immigrants however they can.
These foreign workers are gathering at Taipei train station. TIMA members are also here setting up medical equipment to give medical assistance to these foreign workers.
Things I see are blurry, so I want to know if I'm nearsighted. Everyone is nice to me. They are passionate.
You served us well. You don't discriminate. After I go home, I will tell many people that Taiwanese people are nice.
Indonesian Chinese Liang Caizhen serves as a bridge between foreign workers and doctors and loves these workers just like her family.
Some of them feel they work very hard, so I told them they'd feel tired if they work for money. If they treated employers as their families, they'd feel happy.
These university students came to the free clinic for their assignment.
They work quite hard, but Taiwanese people still care about them. They are not alone, as some people have been helping them.
These young people use their social media to spread these good deeds and love, so that more people can be inspired.
In our next piece, we will see how Chinese medicine has been advancing and becoming a complement to Western medical treatments. This is especially evident for patients undergoing chemotherapy. We'll meet some doctors at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital who are using methods and medicine from Chinese practice to help those undergoing chemo regain and maintain their body strength during their treatments. Here's more.
In the
traditional practice of Chinese medicine, there are 4 methods of checking patients' life signs and their physical condition. The primary method among them is checking the pulse. However, sometimes the sensitivity of doctors' fingers is different, which may lead to variation in pulse readings. Here at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, the Chinese medicine department uses this instrument to measure pulses accurately.
With just a few seconds of reading, we can take near-perfect pulse measurements.
The pulse can be taken from 6 different locations on the arms, the hands, wrists, or inner forearm.
The frequency of energy in different parts of the body can all be felt in these places. When we keep patient records, we can analyze changes in the data over time. We can then see them on the computer to create statistics, which will help us better analyze patient problems.
This is a patient, Ms. Tsai, who has been suffering with breast cancer for 3 years. She tried chemotherapy, but her body did not have a positive reaction. She has since begun using combinations of Chinese and Western medicine for treatment, which has been more effective.
Because of the chemotherapy, I would become nauseous and my stomach would swell. I couldn't eat anything. I took some Chinese medicine that really helped alleviate the nausea, and I started feeling better and better.
就是那个恶心的感觉就越来越没有。这个整个能量波其实代表我们中医师在怎么样去看待你这个身体。
Throughout her treatment period, Ms. Tsai used this pulse reading instrument so that doctors could more accurately prescribe doses for her treatment.
Even just 2 years ago, we were taking pulse readings that were kind of rough. But now, with this instrument, our readings gives us an accurate moment-by-moment picture of patient vital signs.
With the assistance of modern medical technology, there has been more interaction between doctors of Chinese medicine and Western medicine. For many patients undergoing cancer treatment, the balanced approach to treatment has offered many positive results. For example, Ms. Wong developed cancer in her lymph nodes and has since received chemical therapy, which has weakened her body.
The treatment method in Western medicine uses target drugs or chemotherapy. These create high levels of toxicity. This makes one susceptible to other sicknesses.
However, with Chinese medicine supplements to her treatment, Ms. Wong has been able to maintain her body strength while successfully fighting the cancer.
If a patient's body is already relatively healthy when undergoing chemotherapy or radiotherapy, then there are Chinese medicines that will help the body process and even help the treatment go more smoothly.
With a basis in holistic and scientific medicine, treatment for cancer patients can combine a healthy balance between Western and Chinese treatment methods. Many patients are already saying that the approach can work wonders.
A Jingsi Books and Cafe store in Xiamen, Fujian Province recently started a reading club by inviting 2 Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan to lead participants. One such individual was Huang Jiabin, one of the people injured in a BRT fire in 2013. He started working after years of recuperation and help from Tzu Chi volunteers. Huang has been participating in various Tzu Chi events since the incident, which has helped him find peace of mind.
A Jingsi Books and Cafe store in Xiamen, China, started a reading club, and it has become an event that Huang Jiabin wants to attend weekly.
After I came to Xiamen for the past half year, I've been able to come here for some peace, allowing me to ignore any discomfort or injuries on my body.
Huang Jiabin is one of the victims of the BRT fire in Xiamen in 2013. He comes here to listen to the guide from Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan.
Doctors don't just treat the sickness, but also people.
The other Taiwanese volunteer, Zhuang Ruizhu, came to Xiamen, which is her mother's hometown, to form bonds with locals. She'll share her thoughts with her mother after she returns to Taiwan.
The Tzu Chi Middle School in Indonesia recently hosted a swimming competition between 11 different local schools in the community. The event was designed to inspire children to have a positive attitude and enjoy physical exercise. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next time.